Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts on a Friday early. I call it early evening. Technically, this is still the afternoon, I guess. It's 10:05 here, East Coast. But welcome in, guys. If you would be so inclined to engage with me on the live stream so that this content can reach more people, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Drop me a comment, as Juan always does. Welcome in, Juan. And hit that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. Guys, the price action that we're going to take a look at today that should have you feeling pretty optimistic isn't anything that, if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, it shouldn't be anything that's surprising you. So we're going to kind of talk about what we're seeing in the markets and why we're seeing it. And then we're going to establish some realistic, probabilistic expectations for these. I don't know what is up with my nose. I apologize. We're going to establish some probabilistic, realistic expectations that will unfold over the coming weeks here going into the fourth quarter. I hope everybody's having a great day. Enjoying a non-alcoholic drink on this Friday. It's a I am drinking a what did I mix with it? Diet Cran Cherry, Ocean Spray, Diet Cran Cherry, and then I got some other orange drink that I mixed with it. So, anywho, let's get into the price action that we have going on. So you can see it's not every day that Bitcoin's up 5%. Now, a couple things going on here. First off, nothing has changed. We consolidated in the exact range that I expected us to consolidate in, that would be healthy for us to consolidate in. But at some point, I shared with you, we need to push up into this orange zone, okay? And with the price action that's coming in today, the question is, was it a surprise that we saw a big move today? It's not every day that Bitcoin is up 5%. I mean, we are up over 5%, okay? It shouldn't surprise you for two reasons. One, I mean, we just talked about this. We sort of had this ascending triangle here, right? You have this flat top, and then you have these increasing higher lows. Price was sort of coiling in here. The other thing that I pointed out to you the other day is that on this 12-hour chart, what I really liked to see was that price stayed above, and you can see that we closed yesterday. This is the last candlestick from yesterday, because obviously on a 12-hour chart, there are two candlesticks per day. 12 plus 12 is 24. There are 24 hours in a day. You like me dropping the knowledge with you guys? But we maintained price levels above the 50 simple moving average. So what that allowed the 50 simple moving average to do was it acted as an area of support. And the beautiful thing is, the way price action is playing out right now, it's going to do so long as we can sustain relative levels above 61.8, which you can see this major area of price confluence that I've spoken about, 61.8. So long as we can maintain price levels somewhere around 61.8, the beautiful thing on this chart is this death cross will be void. I mean, this 50 is going to begin curling up by tomorrow. At the very least, by tomorrow, you will see this 50 simple moving average flatten out, which is great for us because so long as price is continuing to stay up in this area, the average price, that's all the moving average is, the average price is going to want to curl up and increase as well, okay? And you're going to see that cross above the 200 simple moving average. Now, is it a surprise that we're getting rejected at 63.8? No, it's not a surprise, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to you guys. Again, we have two main things going on here. First off, we have a horizontal area of resistance that I clearly have shown to you at 63.8. And on top of it, there's confluence. We have the 200 simple moving average right here, okay? Right here. And because we're under the 200 simple moving average, it's going to act as an area of resistance. So that 63.8 is going to be a tough area to break. Now, don't get me wrong. It would be very bullish for us to get rejected at the 63.8 but maintain an area above 61.8. Because again, what do we have going on? Big picture. We have the higher lows coming in, right? But eventually we do want to push up into this area, the 63.8 to 68,000. It would be monumentally bullish if we could close out August somewhere in between 63.8 and $68,000. We can get into that more in a monthly close. But guys, the engagement is like super light. Come on. It's exciting times today. Engage a little bit more with me and make sure to hit the thumbs up button, because that is what's going to help me as a content creator. So would really appreciate you taking a moment to do that. But let's establish some realistic expectations. As much as it's exciting to see price action going up today, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to what we're going to see in the months to follow. This is a small, tiny green day compared to my expectations in the fourth quarter. But the realistic, and I was actually on a Spaces today just constantly trying to get this message out there. If your cyclical view is similar to mine, okay, and we did an entire live stream on this on Monday. If your cyclical view is similar to mine and you recognize seasonality patterns, and if this time, it doesn't need to look the same. This already doesn't look the same. We had a front running in Bitcoin and hit a new all-time high prior to the halving. But if this time is similar to the past based on a cyclical perspective and a seasonality perspective, what we realistically can expect during the months of August and September is some sort of gradual grind up here. Okay, that's what we can expect. Now, I'm not telling you that Bitcoin can't create a new all-time high in the month of September. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's less likely it's going to do that. So we have to prepare ourselves, in my opinion, educated opinion, that we will make gradual bullish progress in the month of August and September, and it's still going to be chippy choppy, okay? What you should be looking for in August and September is for price to not only stabilize the way it is, but build that foundation to really skyrocket in the fourth quarter. We want small, gradual, positive progress made in August and September, right? I fully anticipate there's going to be volatility in September. There's always some level of volatility, but it doesn't mean that we can't have a positive end result for the month of September. We could get chippy choppy price action and come up to $68,000, come as low as $60,000. That's fine, but let's see where we close out the month. At the end of the day, we want the higher highs, higher lows coming in, and it's that fourth quarter is really what we're waiting for. Again, you're going to see certain alts popping off at this point. I'm not saying you can't set yourself up for some great trade opportunities. I'm not saying that you won't see some good recoveries in a lot of assets you're holding, like a Wojak or a WITH or any other token, right? I'm not saying otherwise. But the true excitement in the market is not going to start until the fourth quarter. So let's take this 1 week at a time and allow price action to pan out. But right now, the way this is looking very, very positive that if we actually, I wonder if we just put this on a line chart, which we've never really done on this channel before, but if we kind of view the market through a different lens, and again, I'm looking at the 12-hour as I routinely do on this live stream because of the importance on the 12-hour chart. If we just look at this on a line chart basis, how can I... There we go. Perfecto! Look at this. This to me right now looks like a giant V-shaped recovery. And we've pivoted in here and now we're rising up. I see higher lows coming in right now, and I also see our third higher high. Okay? So there was a high here, higher than here. A higher high here, and now a higher higher here. Now again, I would be surprised if we instantly break above $68,000 and hold it as an area of support. We have to prepare ourselves for the reality that it's more probabilistic we're going to get rejected at 63.8. But what we're seeing in terms of price action right now is very encouraging, and it sort of lines up with a relative expectation of what I wanted to see from price action, was expecting to see in price action, okay? So again, I don't know how the markets are going to look on Saturday or Sunday, but I can tell you what you should look for. One of the main things you want to watch for, this I want to flip to this. Now I can't do that. I don't have a confirming candlestick yet. But you want that 61,800 to hold as support. It doesn't mean on Saturday or Sunday, if you see price below 61.8, it's the end of the world. No. We know that on this channel, it's all about candle body closes. There's going to be volatility, right? So the price wicks, we can go below 61.8, that's fine. Let's just ensure that we have a candle body close at and above 61.8. Man, it's a lot more fun talking about the markets when you have a green day, right? You can see right now, Jesus Almighty. If we can close out August, look, this is a 2-month candlestick. We've been following this chart for a while. We talked about the gravestone doji and how that increased the likelihood we would see further downside volatility. We've seen downside volatility from $74,000 down to $49,000. This candlestick has the strong potential at the moment to tell us with conviction, downside is done, okay? And furthermore, it has the potential to lead us to feeling convicted about what the hell I'm talking about in the fourth quarter. Because if this candlestick prints in a manner that suggests the bottom is in, guys, we're going a fuck ton higher, okay? Again, I cannot emphasize this point enough. Don't get caught up in all this day-to-day bullshit. We are consolidating. The people who say we have triple top, it just blows my mind that basic technical analysis is lost on these people. I don't understand it. I feel like half of the people that are saying that are people that were saying we were going to $5,000 or $3,000 down there. And they're still bearish all the way up, right? We are literally consolidating at an area that we could not maintain back here. Do not lose sight of that picture. If you are on crypto Twitter every day and you're on YouTube and you're watching all these videos and you're caught up in the day-to-day volatility, I'm telling you, you're increasing your likelihood to get weeded out. You've got to keep a high time frame picture to stay grounded and know where your investment stands, particularly in this asset class, which is extremely volatile, okay? Stay level-headed. If we're looking at Bitcoin dominance right now, we're still in this sort of rising wedge formation. Again, general top expectation for me is at 58. Could dominance have topped? Who knows? This thing is dragging out, right? But the fuel is running out, okay? And I've explained at nauseum what will happen once this thing breaks, and we have a true break in dominance below 53%. That break in dominance below 53%, to me, that's going to be when you're starting to see shit going crazy. You're going to see Doge going crazy. Ethereum, yes. Ethereum will steal the spotlight, and Ethereum will go on a run. Solana's going to go ballistic, okay? And all the other major tokens, and then bleeding into your mid caps and your smaller tokens here. Let me get to the comments here. I see a few comments coming in, then we can get to a few other charts here. I can also take a look at a few charts of interest that you guys do have. Oh, nice. Doge is up 7%. I didn't even know that. I am a holder of Doge. Let's see. Frankie, what's up? Welcome in here. Exactly. But there are people calling, Ugos, to your point, there were people and are people calling for a triple top here. It's absolutely fucking mind-blowing to me that, and some of the, you know what's frustrating, honestly? Look, my channel is what my channel is, right? If I'm really producing great content, the subscriber base is going to grow. And I know a lot of it has to do with inconsistencies with my schedule. I understand all that. But what is frustrating to me is when I see somebody with a large following and a big voice spewing out bullshit. That really bothers me because that reaches so many different people. Anyway, let's get into a few other charts here. Yeah, interesting. And again, what I was doing here, we didn't touch on this chart actually, but because people just forget this. What people, this is actually a really good point. I meant to hit on, I think, in another live stream, and I never did. Bitcoin and the rest of the market spends so much time consolidating, which I'm attempting to show in these rectangles here. And when it moves, the moves up are very swift, quick, and they don't last long. I mean, you can go back to, this is a great depiction here. We had this big run up. I remember this in 2019. We got a gravestone doji here on this chart. And then we spent all of this time consolidating in here. And then, of course, we had a black swan event that no one could have predicted. Of course, the repo market actually did sort of tell us something. But we spent all this time consolidating. Essentially, if you look at this chart, honestly, if you wipe out the black swan event, no one can predict the black swan event, guys. Okay? It's good conjecture. We can spend time talking about it. People don't know shit. It is a black swan event, by definition, is something unanticipated that is dramatically bad for whatever it is we're talking about, right? So, essentially, you could look at the market outside of the volatility that took place here, consolidating from June of 19 to September of 20. June. Wow. Okay, so that would be 15 months. So for 15 months, we literally, think of it this way. For 15 months from 19 going into 2020, Bitcoin essentially consolidated between 12,000 and 6,000. Okay? It just kept going sideways, right? And then all of a sudden, we fucking busted a nut. I haven't brought out that term in a long time. We busted a nut, guys. We busted a nut. You know what I like? I can come out here on this live stream and I can, here's the thing, guys. We all wear different hats, all right? We're at work. We're super professional. We're out with our friends. We're probably, some of us are like goofballs. We're in the gym. We're maniacs. When I come on this live stream, I give you a little flavor of everything. You know, sometimes I'm professional. Sometimes I don't give a rat's ass about being professional. It just is whatever the mood strikes me. So anyway, getting back to the charts. What I would say is we busted a nut here. We spent 15 months consolidating. People, the level of salty vaginas taking place in this space. And then all of a sudden, at the beginning of October, Mini Schiff was crying tears as Bitcoin went from 12,000 all the way up to 63,000 in a matter of a few months. All right? This is the type of price action that doesn't tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, guy, guess what? It's time to take off. It just fucking happens. Now, there are indicators that I try to keep you guys current on. There are views and charts and price data and price indicators that give you breadcrumbs and hints that you're expecting a breakup, but we don't know exactly when that breakup is going to happen. And that's why look, guys, I'm going to continue to make good calls and bad calls. That's just part of being a human being at the end of the day. But I can say with conviction that I am very seasoned in this market. I started learning about this market in 2017. I put my first dollars in 2018. I have learned so much being in this space for as long as I have. And that has benefited me in terms of my investment approach. If you're somebody who took the opportunity, let's just use Bitcoin as an example. If you were someone who took the opportunity, no matter where in here you bought, you did remarkably well for yourself, okay? Around $15,000 to $20,000 we're up at $60,000. If you took the opportunity before my surgery, right in here, anywhere in here, to accumulate, you are doing extremely well for yourself. Remain patient. We're literally doing nothing more right now than consolidating. And yes, I know the consolidations run very long at different points, like I just pointed out to you. But once we begin to bust a nut, we bust a nut. And the market does not wait for you. That's why you have to be positioned accordingly ahead of time so that you can fucking sit on your hands, open up your ledger or tangent balance and say, wow, that looks pretty fucking nice. Nice to see a recovery in the market. Wow, look at that. Shit, that thing just went up 100%. Glad I bought many months ago. Wow, look at that. Let's take a look. What other charts do I want to take a look at here? Ethereum, show me something. What's Solana doing? Okay, Solana's up 5.5%. Let's look at the mid caps. What's Caspa doing? Caspa's up 4.5%. Ooh, Near Protocol's up 11. Nice. HBAR's up 7.5% with. How are the memes doing? I think it's kind of funny. I don't know what other channels you guys listen to. You know, from time to time I check into different channels, but for the people who think that the social tokens and meme narrative has died, I don't know what to tell you, but there are some really strong looking charts that I've spoken to in the past. I haven't gotten the sense that those communities have died down. And so what I'm telling you is my strong hunch and why I've encouraged people to accumulate some form of a social token in their portfolio is you're going to see another very big run in Doge. And that's only going to add fuel to the fire in terms of everything else you're looking at on this list. I don't really fucking care what you own on this list. Shit's going to go pretty crazy. Pretty cray-cray in the meme coin space. I don't see that dying down. Let's take a look at, I have any fellow Caspa fans here? Let's take a look at Caspa. What is Caspa doing? Caspa dominance. What the? Huh. Really? I forgot I charted this. Okay. Interesting. By the way, guys, another point I wanted to make to you. Sorry, I'll stop chewing ice cubes. Another point I wanted to make to you. Smart man, Frankie. Smart man. We can take a look at Solana too. I was on his spaces earlier today, and I made the point that my opinion is, and I'll explain why, if you want to assess the overall health of the market, and altcoins in particular, I don't think it benefits you a lot to look at total 2. Let's think about this for a moment. Bitcoin dominance, let's keep the numbers round so the math is easy. Bitcoin dominance is approximately 60%. Ethereum dominance is approximately 15%. That's telling you that 75% or 3/4 of the market is contingent on those two assets. So what happens first off when you look at a total market cap chart? Well, because 75% of it is comprised of the market caps and the price performance of Bitcoin and Ethereum, that chart is heavily skewed towards the performance of those two assets. So in many ways, it doesn't truly give you an accurate depiction of the overall health of the market. Okay. Now, as things change in time and market caps start to get distributed differently and things are a little bit more even, it will, in my opinion, be more helpful. For right now, it's heavily skewed towards Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, when you evaluate total 2, you remove Bitcoin and you're saying, oh, total 2 is telling me the relative health of the altcoin space. I would disagree. Well, I would disagree. I would say I agree with an asterisk mark. Again, if you were to evaluate the Ethereum dominance within the total 2 chart, what you would find is that view is predominantly predicated on the performance of Ethereum. And while Ethereum's performance is monumentally important for the rest of the space, if you truly want to get an accurate depiction of the altcoin performance, look at Total 3 or look at others. That will really give you an accurate depiction of altcoins. So I just, hopefully that point makes sense. So we're looking at Caspa. I have so many Caspa charts. This is supposed to be a 2-day chart, and yet for some reason I had this on a weekly. I fuck around with these charts. You know what I do? I fuck around with these charts, and then I never correct, go back to the version that they were. So this is a 2-day view. You can see we're kind of hovering around the 50 simple moving average here. Yeah, we've just been consolidating up here forever, seemingly forever, right, guys? If we go to a 3-day, we're above the 50, which is great. If we go to a weekly, again, one of the things I've pointed out with Caspa is any time historically when you've spent time below the 10 simple moving average on the weekly, it's a great buying opportunity. It doesn't mean the price is going to go up tomorrow, but it means in the longer term you're making an extremely advantageous buy. So right now we're right underneath the 10 simple moving average. Stochastic RSI needs to give me some momentum. Why do I have the ADX? I don't know why. The RSI is only at 56. I want to see that pick back up. Stochastic, where's the stochastic RSI? We're crossing below 20. I want to see some strength start to come in the next couple weeks. And the MACD is starting to... The MACD is essentially just going sideways. I mean, if you consolidate price action here down to maybe 2 weeks... That's distracting. This is also distracting. Okay. So really, at the end of the day, I mean, what are we even really talking about here? I mean, we're in an uptrend. And, yeah, I mean, you could actually make the argument that on a 2-week chart here, we're in a bull flag / ascending triangle. So a couple ways you could view this chart. And again, I'm not charting this out to fit my narrative. I'm just giving you facts on the charts here. So you have this ascending line here. This is just a basic... pattern in charting. You have these higher lows coming in here that are denoted by the ascending line that I've drawn up here in black. And then you have this flat top, right? So if I could depict what's going on, we've just been doing this, right? Now, typically when these patterns present themselves, whether you put it in the perspective, if appropriate, that it's a bull pennant or an ascending triangle, in this case, either would be valid, although I would prefer the ascending triangle view. These typically, not always, but these typically result in explosive moves to the upside, right? And the way you could draw a technical target just based on this pattern alone. Now, because we have a flat top, it doesn't matter where you put the projection. But if you were to say, okay, well, just based on the pattern, just based on the ascending triangle that's present on Caspa, where would be the target? You take the bottom. See, so, and it amazes me too. A lot of people that have large audiences can't even do basic or technical analysis. You draw from the bottom here up to the top horizontal area of resistance. And then again, it doesn't matter where you put this. This will give you your technical target. So the technical target, now it doesn't, before I show you the technical target, it doesn't get, this target is, first off, not guaranteed. Secondly, there's no reason we can't run well past the technical target. This at least pinpoints an area that's logical for price to initially get to. It doesn't mean it's a top or anything like that. It just means, hey, we could hit that price level, maybe we have a correction, then maybe we go up, or maybe we go much higher. But it's at least giving you a first target for this thing based on a pattern, right? So 48 cents. So the technical target here is at approximately, okay, 48 cents. So we will Let's leave this here and see if we hit that. So again, the way because I think CASP is going to go a fuck ton higher than 48 cents. The way I would interpret this chart is this target is telling us when we do have a massive breakout, let's say it does happen in the fourth quarter, we could anticipate coming up into this area. Maybe we consolidate a bit and then we continue higher. But the technical target is at 48 cents. And again, as the chart continues to play out, you know, once we eventually do get up to those price levels, there'll be other patterns and things present in the chart that we can draw upon to make other informed decisions, right? Just have to take it one day at a time. Let's get to Solana. Man, I am hungry. I have undereaten today. I need to get some food. This drink is really good. I'll have to get the name of that orange drink that I got. So this is a weekly view on Solana. You can see we're trying to break out above this 152 area, which we're managing to do successfully at the moment. Yeah, so what would I like? Wow, Bitcoin is up 7%. Wow, it is. Shit's getting real on the live stream, guys. Shit is getting real on the live stream. Now, I wouldn't anticipate that we're going to close above 63.8, but it would be quite a sight if we could get above 63.8, because then the question I would ask is, could we get up in this zone quicker than I would have anticipated? So we'll see. We'll see how the day closes. But getting back to Solana, realistically, well, not even realistically, but what I'd like to see from Solana, you could see, this is a weekly view. You can see very simplistically here, this red line, okay, that's drawn at, let's make sure I got this right, 151. It's been a real challenge for us to get weekly closes above 151. Look, we couldn't here, we couldn't here, we couldn't here, we couldn't here, we couldn't here. Okay. I want to see the week close at or above 151. Okay. What that'll do is increase the likelihood that we're going to start pushing up to 200 sooner rather than later. Right. And again, my view has been Ethereum is going to set a new all-time high before Solana. But there's no reason, based on this chart, because it's a very strong chart, Solana couldn't be the first one to set a new all-time high ahead of Ethereum. Looking good, though. Yeah, stochastic RSI wants to cross back up. MACD's been going sideways. RSI is it's at neutral level. Guys, I will, we're about at time here. Anything you want me to chart? Maybe I'll take one charting question. Because I've been blabbing for a while here. Anything you want me to chart? Great days here. Nothing? You got nothing for me? Nada? Ethereum name service. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck that is, but I know I've heard of it, but there's such a lag. Like when I talk to you guys, there's such a lag with getting replies. So we'll take a look at. We'll see if we get to you, Frankie. James, I'm going to hold off on, or excuse me, HSB. I'm going to hold off on Total 2 and Total 3. We'll look at it next week. I just spoke to Total 2 about how I think we should turn our attention to Total 3 and others, but we'll take a look at it next week once the week closes out. Let me get to James's question, and then I'll see if I have time for Bonk. Since James beat you to it, I did say one TA question, right? Ethereum name service sounds like such an exciting project. I don't know what is this project? Hold on. Let's the hell is this? It's the most boring project name I've ever heard of. Ethereum name service. Wow. Excitement. Ethereum name service is a distributed, open, and extensible naming system based on the Ethereum blockchain. ENS converts human-readable Ethereum addresses like John.eth into the machine-readable alphanumeric codes you know. Oh, cool. All right, well, this is actually a pretty cool project. Okay, cool. So, nice and pretty intuitive in terms of the name and what it's intended to do. So we're looking at a weekly here. Price indicators, again, like a lot of these charts, is sort of trying to find itself. Hopefully none of you are trying to find yourself. You know who you are. But it's trying to find itself on the technical indicators, okay? Now, obviously, we are in a massive downtrend here. So what do we want to look for? We want to look for indications that we are building strength and we're building those basic building blocks of a bullish narrative, which are higher highs and higher lows. Very, very good to see here that in generalities, I mean, you can see this. Look at this increasing price action, right? So we got the higher lows coming in. We even have higher highs coming in. It looks like there's a really difficult area of resistance right here. I wonder if that corresponds to the left at all. Well, we broke down right here. I still want that. Yeah, that is a major area. So it looks like there's a zone of resistance here. So things aren't really going to get interesting until we start breaking 35 bucks. That $28 to $35 area. And then essentially, the thing to keep in mind, James, is this, once it breaks 35, this line right here, this price action here is nothing. This is not a lot of price confluence, right? So, meaning once we break 35, it really doesn't have a lot of resistance in front of it because there's not a lot of price confluence, which is great. It gives a higher probability to there being a blue sky breakout. Now, obviously, there is resistance right here at this all-time high at 83. There's just not a lot of confluence, though. So it looks like it's showing some promising signs of a trend reversal to the upside. I would also venture to say if I put this on a 2-week, you can't. Never mind. Nope. I was going to say something, but what if I go to a 3-week? I'm going to be stubborn because I see a potential for something. Yes. So you can see, much like Bitcoin, okay, here, okay, flat top, ascending line, sort of like an ascending triangle, okay? This is a horrible drawing, but you can see we're coiling up in here. It's sort of like an ascending triangle if you go to a 3-week time frame. But, yeah, it looks like it's in the midst of a trend reversal to the upside. Guys, all this free alpha. You tune in, you ask me questions, I chart shit out for you. Free knowledge. Spread the content, guys. Spread the word. Spread the word. That's the only thing you should be spreading. Don't be a spreader of anything else. Let's see. Bonk. You know, I like Frankie. He's a consistent subscriber. All right, let me see here. Bonk. We'll stick with Binance. I thought this had more price action to it. Really? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, this looks great. This looks great. We got overhead resistance right there. Good luck on reading the values. You're gonna have. I'm gonna draw the confluence here, but I'm not reading these values off because they're too they're too small. All right. I heard an IM noise. Somebody is IMing me at fucking 5:30 on a Friday. Who does that? No, I like where I work, but don't IM me at 5:30 on a Friday. What the hell is that? Okay, we have ascending support here. As you can see, we got the higher lows coming in. And our strongest area of resistance here is right around this area, right there. So there's essentially a cluster of resistance up here that we're going to have problems getting above. But I love the formation here, because the other thing that you could do from a chart pattern perspective, there's a couple ways that you can look at this chart. The first is, well, you have an ascending triangle here, but this is your pole, right? And you could draw a pennant like this, right, with the base down here, or you could draw a flat top. Which would I prefer? I would prefer the flat top. So you essentially have a bull pennant and you have an ascending triangle. This is a very, now I'm not going to draw a technical target because it's probably unrealistic. Maybe not. But this is an extremely bullish chart. Here's the way to interpret the price data high level. People that don't know what the hell they're talking about and literally don't understand technical analysis would have been saying it's over here. It's over. It's not going higher. Don't have a fucking clue what they're looking at. As the price data evolved, what we could see is that price got overheated. Okay, that's the point of a bull pennant, right? We get this pull, which is a parabolic trajectory of price. Anytime you enter a parabola, by the very nature of what a parabola is, that momentum at some point is going to cool off. We're not going to be in a parabola forever. Now, what you don't want to see is some massive dump coming back to these levels. We didn't see that. In fact, we saw a pretty small, when you put it in this context, we had a pretty small correction, okay? So now all we've done to cool off is consolidated within a really tight range, okay? And we're waiting to break to the upside. I would be shocked, unlike the Shockmaster, I would be shocked if this broke to the downside. I believe, based on the pattern that's presenting itself to me, there is a very high probability this is going to break to the upside. And when it breaks to the upside, it's going to have a big move to the upside. That's what I see in the chart. Guys, that's going to... Oh, we got a question on render. I'm going to get the render, and then we're going to call it a day here. Look at this. I'm even answering all of your questions. I mean, this is like... This is... You're welcome, Frankie. This free alpha that I provide. Ooh, I didn't see this big move in render. Because we were down here. Oh, wow. Look, they say that technical analysis doesn't work. Look at the price confluence. Look, I haven't visited this chart in a while. Look at the price confluence at 340 that I had drawn here, and look where price went, 340. Yeah, TA doesn't work. So I have areas of resistance here. I must have had this drawn on a different time frame. Let me put this on a weekly. Yeah, we got downward resistance here. Let me get some of these moving averages are pissing me off. Okay. We got the weekly. We have descent. So we've had a nice rise in price. That's great. Price has got to show me something, though. So what I'd like to see from render on the weekly is closing up in this area. I want to get above 580. Let's get at and above 580, okay? Once we break 580, it looks like we got 840 resistance. Come back to the live stream. We'll reassess the chart. But I'm not interested really in having a conversation about price until we're back above 840, because once we're back above 840, we've cleared out all of this confluence is gone, okay? Goodbye. And we're above this descending resistance right there, okay? So, but it's looking healthy. It's looking healthy for a trend reversal. The other thing, you look at the shape of this candlestick, I mean, there was a high degree of volatility here that got eaten up. Buyers stepped in here and bought this price all the way back up here. God damn, I was going to establish a position, too, when I was at 450. And here we are running at, well, there's always a good trade somewhere. So 12%. Let's see. Yeah, everything is Everything is having a nice. Is Casper up? Wow, Casper's even up 6.5%. Go Casper. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. I'll have to think on your question, James, because I was using a company that's no longer in service, so I'll have to think on your question. Good question, though. Guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I don't anticipate live streaming on Saturday. I mean, if there's something monumental that comes up, I'll let you know. But I know next week's going to be a pretty busy week, so I'm not trying to tie up my weekend too much. Because I know one of the things I shared with you guys, I'm looking at the calendar. I'll let you see what I'm looking at here. So if we look at the calendar here, we can see that not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the monthly close. And I've been, relentlessly stating how important this monthly close is because of that 2-month chart, okay? So I anticipate Saturday, August 31st, mark your calendars, nerd out with me, geek out with me. I am anticipating on August 31st being here for that monthly and 2-month close. So make sure you click the bell icon to know when I go live, because I don't know when I'm going to go live, but would definitely be happy to do that on a Saturday. I don't want to make my life sound more exciting than what it is. I'm a realist. I keep things real with you guys. So charting with you guys on a Saturday night, it would be exciting. So we'll plan to do that. But take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday. And until next time, let's all spread awareness and carry the education forward. Take care, guys.